Do I lose my equity in foreclosure in Georgia? Hey guys, I'm Brad with sellhousefastgeorgia.com. I'm here with my business partner and attorney, Josh Rand. And we've made a series of videos to help you out with foreclosure in the state of Georgia. So the question of the day is, do I lose my equity in foreclosure in Georgia? And Josh, why don't you tell them the legal answer here, because you went to school for this.
Right. So I'll quickly give a real brief overview of the foreclosure process. So on the first Tuesday of the month, if you haven't been able to stop the foreclosure, the lender is going to go down to the courthouse and they're going to cry out the foreclosure. And there's going to be a bidder. Either that bidder is going to be the lender, or maybe there's somebody at the courthouse steps that has bid more than the loan amount. If that does happen, where the bid price at the courthouse steps is greater than the amount of money that you owe, by law, the lender is supposed to return that additional amount to you, less any of their attorney's fees and costs, of course.
Yeah, so for instance, if your house, and right now, we're making this video in 2024, and unlike the mass real estate crash of 07, 08, a lot of people that are facing foreclosure now have equity. I just saw a stat last week, and they said that 80% of homes in foreclosure right now have at least 10% equity in the property. So these people, that means the house is worth more than what's owed to the bank. So if the property, like you said, if the property sells at, let's say your house is worth $400,000, right? That's the market value of your property. And that property sells, actually, let me back up. Let's say your property sells at auction for $400,000. That was the closing bid price. So whoever the winning bidder paid $400,000 for that property, but you only owed the bank $300,000 with attorney's fees and all their extra fees and all that stuff. You are entitled to that extra $100,000. Or if this is an estate, the estate is entitled to that. Now, caveat here, if there's an estate, you can't claim those funds as an estate until a legal estate representative has been appointed, whether it's an administrator or an executor. So you got to have that before you can go try to collect those funds. But that money is sitting out there, and that's considered excess funds, is what they call it.
Correct.
In the industry, right? And you are entitled to that. So they can't steal your equity if it sells at foreclosure. You get that money back.
Right.
They're only entitled to what they're owed.
Correct. But I do want to point out that, again, prior to a foreclosure, you have the most control over that situation.
Correct.
So if you want to try to make sure that you understand, or you know you're getting something out of the property that you've worked hard for, then you might want to take steps to sell the property beforehand and avoid the foreclosure. So you would pay off in that scenario. You'd pay the $300 and whatever you're able to sell it for prior to the foreclosure. Of course, that's what you're going to walk away with, and you're going to be able to begin to reset your financial life and get back on your feet.
Yeah, in fact, just last week, my team, we bought a property. Literally, I think we finally closed and we wired the money to the bank at 4 p.m. on Monday. And the auction was, at 9:30 or 10 in the morning that next day on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And it was down to the 11th hour, and we got that deal closed, and we confirmed the bank canceled the auction, and we saved that homeowner from foreclosure, and they were able to get a good price for their property. So it can happen, right?
And again, the point is there's no guarantee of who's at the courthouse steps trying to bid on those properties. And in this particular instance, this person was able to walk away with about $53,000 of cash from the proceeds of the sale, whereas if that property had gone to auction, there's no telling. The bank typically is going to bid what their amount is, and so if they bid that, all bets are off. The bank owns it now. And you don't get that equity.
I had a deal 2 years ago. We had a lady that we were dealing with, and we had spoken to her for months, and we had made her an offer, and then she said she was going to accept our offer, and then she didn't, and she changed her mind a bunch of times. And she played games with us until the 11th hour, and the morning of the auction, she called to try to get the auction stopped, and the guy said, nope, it's going to auction. And we had offered this woman $160,000 for this property. You know what it sold for at auction? It sold for $130,000.
Yeah.
130 grand. So she missed out on $30,000 by playing games and waiting till the last second.
Yeah.
and it came back to bite her.
And I think in some of our future videos, we're going to talk about what is a wholesaler, or how to sort of execute some of these avenues or get some of this stuff done, and we're going to give you some thoughts on or some ideas to make sure that you're dealing with somebody who can come through and make sure that they do what they say they're going to do. In that instance, not to get into too much detail, but this person, they did get a little bit of a higher offer, but that was somebody who wasn't able to actually buy the house, and ultimately she lost. So it's important that if you do get to that point, you're dealing with people who are trustworthy and that you build some rapport.
Absolutely, definitely. So we appreciate you checking out this video. We hope it helps answer some of your questions. If you're interested in selling a property, we buy properties for cash, we close quickly, we buy as is. Or if maybe you want to try to get top dollar out, list it out on the market, try your chances at getting a really higher offer on it. I'd be happy to help you list that property. I'm actually a licensed real estate agent in Georgia as well. Or maybe if you're just looking to get some information and some answers about your specific situation, we'd be happy to chat with you about that. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. If you're on YouTube watching this video, there's a link below in the description that'll take you to our website. If you're already on our website, below there is a form that you could fill out. As soon as you fill out that form and submit that, a member of our team will get an email and we will be in touch with you ASAP. So we hope you enjoyed this video. We hope it answers your questions, and we hope you have a great day. Thanks for checking it out.